Greetings and salutations to all of you lovely people here on Patreon. It is going to be a little difficult for me to get used to that introduction. Now, these videos might stay on Patreon, they might get funneled into YouTube when I don't have time to get around to creating more content. As you guys know, the main purpose of this Patreon is to get to a point to where I can do this full time. Now, I do have a career, but I do think that if I look at this as a business, even though it is a passion of mine, it should be self-sufficient. And in order for that to be the case, I need to offer some value to you guys, much more than what I'm already currently providing you guys with for free on YouTube to warrant the additional cost. So as you guys know, I've been pretty transparent with you guys as a subscriber base. I chop it up with you guys. I enjoy our conversations. I remember key details of the conversations, and I don't care how big the channel gets, I will still remember you and I will still value you, believe it or not, and time will tell, I promise. So with all of that out of the way, this is a concept that I've been wanting to introduce for a while. I actually want to make this more interactive and do this live. Once I'm in a position to free up some time, then I will. And it'll probably be private live streams. So I'm going to start needing to collect some Gmail accounts. That way we can make that happen. But time just right now does not permit me to do all of that. But the goal is to get to that point, right? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have you guys listen to this song with no context. Just give it a good listen. And then once it's over, we can take it from there. So listen to this song with me for the first time. You might be familiar with this artist, you might not. But just put your thinking cap on. That's all I'm going to say. All right, let's get to it.
Is a gamble, oh, baby. When you win or lose, I just paid my dues.
Beautiful. Man, I used to gamble with my life every day. Shit, I almost crapped out a couple times too. Shit, I even gambled chasing this rap shit. Now if you ask me, Rana, how many M's you worth? About 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Take a risk, life is a gamble, you play and miss. You bet everything on yourself, nothing else, and just pray you hit. You save your chips and you can end up being mediocre. Life just flips, life's a bitch, but you don't need the poker. I double down, they laughed at me, I don't need them jokers. I don't see them vultures talking like they high rollers, ain't even lead a sofa. I was a king before 21, 22 came quickly and swiftly, got busted soon as the judge hit me. Imagine that, I was defending you when I grabbed the strap. Watch your fold, nigga done told so I couldn't back a rat. Was dealt a bad hand, that's a fact. Casino future dealing a bag of crack, so a nigga just had to rap. Niggas rolling with me was glad to crap. Me, I'd rather stack. Rules let you play scared, so a nigga had to black. Back to back, shoot for the stars and aim for a platinum plaque. They all protecting they slots, cause I'm what these rappers lack. You play it wrong and you can lose it all, but you gotta shoot the score no matter what or who's involved. Even when you knew you lost, you had to show them who's the boss. Never let them see you sweat. Roll and take the deepest breath. Here's a life for either death. Feeling like you need a rest. Heart beating through your chest. Shoulda never blew that check. Now we all pissed off. Stuck up in this pit boss. Kinda like our daddies was. Trying to get these chips off. Standing on an old block. I need this shit to lift off. We just trying to make it jump. Don't ever get it crisscross. Gamble with your life. You knew the price and what that shit cost. Handling the dice. I see low twice and then I dip off.
Okay, now the question is, how many bars did you guys catch? How many doubles? Now's the time to tell me, right? Well, now would be the time to tell me in a live stream version of this. But as long as you're honest with it, feel free to disclose just how many you think you caught. Because I'm sure if any of that, piqued your interest or perked your ears up, you probably started listening a lot more intently. And as a result, you might know the number in your head. You might not. I wanted to tell you beforehand and say, hey, make sure you try to catch all the bars. But I didn't want to give it away. Because when you listen to it on its own, there's going to be a percentage of you that don't catch any of it. You're just listening to the lyrics. You're just listening to the bars, right? Or you're not really listening to the bars. You're not listening for the bars. You're just listening to the rhymes and the rhyme patterns, right? But we're going to re-listen to it again, and I'm going to do my best to break some of it down. There's definitely going to be a few things that I miss myself. Some references I'm not too familiar with, okay? So I just want to do my best to kind of help you guys understand what I appreciate from a hip-hop artist, especially one that is deemed to be lyrical. So, Ransom, this whole song, right? It's a scheme. The whole thing's a scheme. So, let's break it down.
Life is a gamble, baby. When you win or lose, I just paid my dues.
Beautiful. Man, I used to gamble with my life every day. Shit, I almost crapped out a couple times too. Shit, I even gambled chasing this rap shit. Now if you ask me, ran up.
So when you hear him say, I almost crapped out a few times too, that's an indicator for me that, okay, there's an underlying theme here, especially when he says, I gambled with my life a little bit, right? So if that didn't catch your attention in the beginning, you might have missed a lot of the other things that came afterwards. But let's continue.
How many M's you worth? About 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
That's another one. So 4, 5, 6 is a dice game. But you know, it's phrased in a question. They asked me, how many M's you worth? 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Let's continue.
A risk. Life is a gamble. You play and miss. You bet everything on your 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Take a risk. Life is a gamble. You play and miss. You bet everything on yourself, nothing else, and just pray you hit. You say
you bet everything on yourself, nothing else, and just pray you hit. Like when you listen to that throughout its entirety, it makes perfect sense, regardless of the scheme, regardless of any sort of connecting double entendres, right? Pray you hit. Hit, it's a simple word. It's a very, very simple word. And yes, it's not that crazy of a double. It really isn't, because the word hit has so many applications within itself. It's very, very easy to do. However, as you guys will notice throughout the song, the doubles evolve and they become more pronounced. So let's rewind it again and continue.
4, 5, 6. Yeah. Take a risk. Life is a gamble. You play and miss. You bet everything on yourself, nothing else, and just pray you hit. You save your chips and you can end up being mediocre. Life just flips. Life's a bitch, but you don't need the poker. I don't.
Not the greatest, right? Poker. We're gonna let that one slide. It's not my favorite bar of the song, but because it stays on theme the entire time, you gotta let it slide. You gotta let it rock.
Just flips, life's a bitch, but you don't need the poker. I double down, they laughed at me. I don't need them jokers. I don't see them vultures talking like they.
I double down. They laughed at me. I don't need them jokers. Like, by itself, doubling down, as you know, doubling down in regards to, you know, betting, right? But also, like, as far as effort is concerned, just putting forth more effort, and then saying, they laughed at me. But I don't see them jokers. Jokers in cards, jokers as in, you know, people that are just, you know, making jokes. So, again, it's said one way, and it is applied a completely different way, especially with the breakdown. So, let's continue.
Jokers, I don't see them vultures talking like they high rollers, ain't even lead a sofa. I was a king before.
High rollers, as you guys know, which I think derives from the actual gambling industry. Like, high rollers are people that that typically bet a lot of money. But in the streets, a high roller is, you know, somebody that drives around in a nice car. So I think, like I said, it is derived from the same definition, but either way, it did have a different application.
421, 22 came quickly and swift. vultures talking like they high rollers, ain't even lead a sofa. I was a king before 21, 22 came quickly and swiftly, got busted soon as the judge hit me.
I was a king before 21, a game 21, blackjack, a king is 10, but he was a king before 21, and then 22 came swiftly, and then he got busted as soon as the judge hit me. That's what he said. But yeah, when you bust, you know, maybe you guys don't know. I don't know. I'm not a huge gambler myself, but like, I go to Vegas a lot for work, for conventions and stuff like that. Usually, stay at we don't gotta say where I stay at, but I stay at some really nice places. And yeah, they, my bosses, they all gamble and I kind of go with them. I don't typically gamble. I just drink a lot and enjoy my time. But yeah, let's rewind that back. And if you are a bit of a gambler or kind of know the terminology of gambling, I'm sure that you can appreciate that little part right there. But yeah, busted as far as like going to jail. As soon as the judge hit me, hit me in cards. Hit me. Okay. You guys got it. This is a crazy song, just so you guys are aware.
Down, they laughed at me. I don't need them jokers. I don't see them vultures talking like they high rollers, ain't even lead a sofa. I was a king before 21, 22 came quickly and swiftly, got busted soon as the judge hit me. Imagine that. I was defending you when I grabbed the strap. Watch your fold, nigga done told, so I couldn't back a rat. Was dealt.
Come on. I think the fact that I gave you guys some context already, you guys put all of that together. Let's rewind it again.
Bust as soon as the judge hit me. Imagine that. I was defending you when I grabbed the strap. Watch your fold, nigga done told, so I couldn't back a rat.
He said, "Why'd you fold?" An N-word done told, but I couldn't back a rat. Back a rat. Back a rat. Like, back up a rat, a snitch. Come on. This is ingenious in my opinion. I love this song so much. And he does this a lot in his writing in almost every single song. This is just the only time where it's been throughout the entire song. And I've heard quite a few songs from this gentleman. I've been a huge Ransom fan for a very long time. A very long time. I'm trying to think. I don't know, maybe 12, 13 years, around there. I'm trying to think. But yeah, let's rewind that back again.
Quickly and swiftly got busted soon as the judge hit me. Imagine that. I was defending you when I grabbed the strap. Watch your fold, nigga done told, so I couldn't back a rat. Was dealt a bad hand, that's a fact. Casino future, dealing a bag of crack, so a nigga just had to rap.
Casino future, could see no future. Yeah, there's a few other ones that are sprinkled in here that are very easy to catch, like the folding, when you fold the cards. I think I might have already even mentioned that one. There's a few more for sure. It's really hard to break down every single one of them without scripting this video. And I don't like scripts, and I refuse to do any sort of scripting or research or any of that. This isn't really research. I already know the song. And I think I caught one that I might not have caught before. Listening to this song the first week it came out was a pleasure, because I listened to it like 10 times and I caught something new almost every single time. It's really hard to catch things first listen.
Back a rat, was dealt a bad hand, that's a fact. Casino future, dealing a bag of crack, so a nigga just had to rap. Niggas rolling with me was glad to crap. Me, I'd rather stack. Rules let you play scared, so a nigga had to black. Back to back, shoot for the stars and aim for a platinum plaque. They all.
What I want you guys to appreciate also is not only is he scheming, but like the multi-syllabics internally and obviously externally are done at a very, very, very high level. Very high level. When he mentioned the judge hitting him, right, he says swiftly and quickly, very easy, multi-syllabic internal to make and create. When I start sharing my music, I think the one thing that allowed me to stand out was having maybe 4 or 5 internal syllables rhyme with also, 3 and 4 external syllables rhyming as well. So not in every song, but it's definitely something that I can do, and I can also appreciate it when it's done by other artists.
You're dealing a bag of crack, so a nigga just had to rap. Niggas rolling with me was glad to crap. Me, I'd rather stack. Rules let you play scared, so a nigga had to black. Back to back, shoot for the stars and aim for a platinum plaque. They all protecting they slots, cause I'm what these rappers lack. You play it wrong and you can lose it all, but you gotta shoot the score no matter what or who's involved. Even when you knew you lost, you had to show them who's the boss. Never let them see you sweat. Roll and take the deepest breath. Here's a life for either death. Feeling like you need a rest. Heart beating through your chest. Shoulda never blew that check. Now we all pissed off. Stuck up in this pit, boss. Kinda like our daddies was. Trying to get these chips off.
So he's referring to somebody else, or you, the listener, as a boss. Just stuck up in this pit, boss. And I don't know if you guys know what a pit boss is. He's usually the one that's kind of like monitoring all of the gambling activities. If I'm not mistaken, or maybe he's the one that pays everybody out. I just know I've heard the term pit boss before. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. Can't be right all the time, and it's all good. But let's rewind it.
Let them see you sweat. Roll and take the deepest breath. Here's a life for either death. Feeling like you need a rest. Heart beating through your chest. Shoulda never blew that check. Now we all pissed off. Stuck up in this pit, boss. Kinda. But you gotta shoot the score no matter what or who's involved. Even when you knew you lost, you had to show them who's the boss. Never let them see you sweat. Roll and take the deepest breath. Here's a life for either death. Feeling like you need a rest. Heart beating through your chest. Shoulda never blew that check. Now we all pissed off. Stuck up in this pit, boss. Kinda like our daddies was. Trying to get these chips off. Standing on the old block.
Ooh, I just caught something new. Let's see. Did you guys catch it? Hold on. I love this, man.
Kinda like our daddies was. Trying to get these chips off. Standing on the old block. I need this shit to...
A chip off the old block. He said, kinda like our daddies was. Just trying to get these chips off. Old block, chip off the old block. Like, come on. This is layered. This is layered. I think this is amazing. If you guys don't like stuff like this, I get it. And just to be fair, I've seen a lot of people on YouTube say, man, we got to give him bars and this and that. I'm going to show you guys some stuff that has absolutely no bars, but the technique is well on display. I like a plethora of different types of genres, as you guys know, and types of approaches. I don't care if there's bars involved. When there are and it's done well, I'll appreciate it. If there aren't and it's done well, I'll appreciate it. So, let's go. We're going to end this one strong.
Check. Now we all pissed off. Stuck up in this pit, boss. Kinda like our daddies was. Trying to get these chips off. Standing on the old block. I need this shit to lift off. We just trying to make it jump. Don't ever get it crisscross. Gamble with your life.
Crisscross is I guess you can call them a hip-hop group. They made the song Jump. But yeah. Not a great song, in my opinion. It's somewhat iconic, but it's a reference.
We just trying to make it jump. Don't ever get it crisscross. Gamble with your life. You knew the price and what that shit cost. Handling the dice. I see low twice and then I dip off.
Okay, so that is the end of the song and pretty much the end of this video. Please let me know what you guys think. I don't know how many of you they're gonna be there. Sorry, I don't know how many of you there is going to be here on the Patreon. I have a feeling I'll at least have 1 or 2 of you guys in here. But yeah, either way, I value you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. If you want me to continue to do stuff like this, I would love to. If you guys want me to go a different direction, please let me know. As it pertains to the direction of the channel, you guys don't have a say on that. But because I'm making content for you guys here on Patreon, you guys 100% have a say on what I do here. And also, I do have a few other ideas that I would like to kind of implement that I think will be fun. And one of them is reviewing your guys' playlists. I want you guys to, send me a link to one of your playlists, either on Apple Music or on Spotify, for me to review and kind of go over and see how it was curated, and see if there's any suggestions that I would make, because I curate all of my playlists and I hold them in a very high regard, and I take a lot of time to do it. So I'd love to review some of your playlists. It doesn't matter the genre. It can be a mixture. It can just be one long playlist of one genre. I do want to limit it to 50 songs. So I imagine some of you will get to the drawing board and maybe make a playlist of 50 songs with like your favorite ones. That's perfectly fine. But we'll have to figure out how to do that soon. But let me know what you guys think about that one, please. That's going to be all for me. A little long-winded. This is a long video. I am going to do minimal editing on these videos for the sake of time. So please forgive all of the repeating and the deep breaths and the stuff that I typically edit out of my YouTube videos. But thank you guys so much for watching.